All right, Stripes and Coffee back for another edition. You know, AJ Uday, right there. Udale, Calladay. I'm going to point this way. Last time I
Yes,
did that,
sir.
on the other way, so he might be on this side. He's on one of these two sides. So, yeah. Like on my screen, I'm pointing to you. But when I
It
put the
flips
video
it.
up there, it was like I was pointing in the opposite direction. So I look like a dipshit. But
Oh yeah.
so, in case Calladay or maybe Calladay, whatever way the video ends up doing it. But
Probably gonna flip it. So
yeah, it's gonna flip it.
it's
So
probably that
you were on one of those sides, and I pointed to you. So,
Say
um,
less.
and I do want to point out for the video we talked about this kind of offline, but I'm loving the AJ Green there, the jersey going on, a little bit of legacy action.
Mhm.
Yep, and we love us some AJ Green, class act.
Absolutely.
And now he gets to be a Bengals fan. Was the what they call that ruler of the jungle, for the
Yeah,
Rams.
Rule of the Jungle. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, good times there, man. And just like to hear him say, "Yeah, now I get to root and just be a Bengals fan." So he's kind of keeping that love, going on.
Mm.
He's a little quieter. He's not like an Ocho Cinco, which we also love. We love Ocho Cinco, but I can love me some like kind of quiet, cool AJ Green, Bengals fan. Like I'm going to support, my stripes, but just a little more quiet, reserved. So
Mhm.
Oh
anyway,
yeah.
great matchup coming up. I think a lot of people are trying to call this a trap game, which it could be. I mean, I guess it's the very definition of a trap game when you're looking at this is a game we should win, but they're feisty and could lose. And following this, we have the Ravens on Thursday night football.
Short week.
So yeah, short week. So like it's one of them type of games where like you could be looking ahead, like, oh, we should take care of business with this game, but we're really worried about the next game.
Mhm.
So what's your all's take on that?
I guess it does have the makings of a trap game. I think probably one of the most concerning parts about that is just some of the various injuries we have. But I guess on the flip side of that, they also have a lot of injuries. I think they have like 40% of their players on the injury report.
Yeah.
So it seems like this is a very
That's what I was reading too.
injury prone game. And I don't know, at the end of the day, even if we got guys hurt, I trust Lou to craft up something good, and also Joe Burrow to elevate whoever's there receiving. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, so it like she said, it's got the makings of a trap game, and all the things are there, and we've got some injuries which set us up to be in a more vulnerable state, I guess. So T. Higgins is ruled out, hamstring, and I don't know if that's. I know he's injured. I just don't know, like, if it's like semi-precautionary, like let's pull him out of this game for sure, so he's there for Baltimore, or if it's like it wouldn't have mattered what week this was or who we were playing or what was going on. He was out regardless. I don't know how bad that was. That is concerning, and Jamar, I know is questionable, but he's bruised, and luckily there was no damage. I guess that it didn't know MRI. There's no like ribs broken or anything like that. It's just
pain.
Yeah, he got the shit knocked out of him. So, he's just bruised up, and it's like pain management, I would assume at this point. So I really think in my mind that he's thinking, I want to play. It's like as long
I
as he's
think
gonna
so too.
where he's not like so in pain that he can't play, he's gonna play. I could also see Zach Taylor is really worried about health, that he could just pull him and to say, look, we really want you to be healthy. You know, just let's get you at your healthiest state. Let's not let this linger and be something that's, this bruising not heal, and make it linger longer than it needs to. So I could see the coaching staff doing that. But we've had T.I. step up, right? Trent Irwin.
Yeah. But like last year when he had the hip injury,
Yeah. When we had Jamar Chase out, T.I. stepped up in a big way. And it was almost like, put anybody in there and we're fine. And that was with T. Higgins and somebody else. So if Jamar goes and then somebody else, I feel even better about that in my mind.
Oh, we just saw our tight ends really pick up the ball
Yeah,
last week.
Oh yeah, that's a good
So-
point. Yeah.
So maybe it's their time, to get a little bit of work in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it does seem like the secondary from Houston was pretty beat up. I mean, did you guys all read that?
I
That's
saw
what you had
that
said.
too.
They had a lot of injuries.
Like I said, they have
Yeah.
a lot of their team on there, and it's the secondary in
Mhm.
particular that's very thin.
Yeah, and it did sound like their secondary was giving up a lot of yards.
Mm-hmm.
So even the Bucks were putting
Oh,
up yards on them. So
And they haven't been doing much offensively, I think.
yeah, and yeah, I don't know offensively what they looked like as a whole. They looked like superstars this last week, I guess, but
Mhm.
I don't know their whole body of work. I just know CJ Stroud has like 14 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Oh, I meant the Bucks off like
Oh, the Bucks. Yeah, I
that's
don't
what I
know how
meant.
they look. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So
But they put up a lot of
if
points.
they
that
put up a
game,
lot of points and a lot of yards on them, this is a game where Joe Burrow, regardless of who he has out there, could feast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did see that. I was like, well, what does their defensive line look like? The numbers were kind of like near the last in the league in sacks, but they're near the top in pressure rate.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty good, right? Well, guess who's like the best quarterback in the league under pressure?
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. You might have heard of him, Joe Burrow.
So not getting sacked. It's fine.
Yeah, if they don't just put him down before he can make anything happen. The worst for him is like straight up pressure up the middle. They blow it up. Nobody can
Yeah.
like instant pressure up the middle. Now, and pressure around the edges, sometimes he can, you can avoid that depending on how it works out. But, and now that he's got his mobility back, he can kind of make some magic happen. But if their claim to fame is just pressure, whatever, I don't care about pressure. To me, I don't know what you all think about that, but we got a great quarterback under pressure. If they're not putting him on the ground, he's putting it in somebody's hands.
I mean, we've seen what he can do under pressure. I mean, just in the last few weeks, some of these crazy runs he's had now that he's mobile again. So
yeah. So they don't got the type of defensive line that can just get to him and get him on the ground. I'm not too scared about the high pressure rate.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
It does feel like an offense or a defense that our offense can feast on.
Now,
even with our backups,
yeah. Somebody, if he's got like 2.5 to 3 seconds, he's going to find somebody. He'll find somebody, and if he doesn't, he'll just take off. Or check it down. And pick up several yards. So, and we might be in a disadvantage. With our with our injuries, but I don't know. Is it time for Yoshi to shine? I saw Chuck Sizzle going to be out there. They didn't.
Yeah, I wish he would, but yeah,
That'd have been cool. They might be. I think they might be like, let's get you super nice and ready for the Ravens game if we need you.
Yeah, I think they cleared him out officially. I think I saw that.
Yeah, I did see that for sure. He's not in there. So, but Yoshi time.
Yoshi time.
Do you think Yoshi? A little bit of Mario for Yoshi. I mean, it's a me. That's Mario. Yoshi, but I don't know.
Yeah. I hope so.
Or maybe Joe Burrow. It's a him. It's a Yoshi catching a touchdown. I don't know. That'd be interesting to see. So we don't know what he can do. We've seen it in the red zone. We've seen what he can do, but we haven't seen really what he can do. In their passing game, right? So I think we've only seen him catch a pass. So.
Yeah, but it was pretty good.
But he seems like he might have some rapport with Joe Burrow. He seems pretty savvy. He's athletic. He can make some of the easy toe touching catches. So it'll be interesting to see. And I don't think, like I said, their secondary is some of the worst in the league right now with all their injuries and everything. So,
do we know anything about the run defense? Is it a Joe Mixon kind of game?
I think it in both. Well, I don't think our run defense was too bad, but I don't think theirs was anything to write home about. I might have to go back and look at that clip, but I don't think it was particularly great.
Yeah, so maybe Joe Mixon made
impact. But both of us last game did not have good run games. We had like 2.2 per carry. Yeah. Which to the eye test didn't seem like it to me. Did it to you guys?
No, I didn't know that neither till you just said that.
There was a couple runs. I'm like, okay, we're not like beating them with the run, but it seemed like we greased it up enough to where they got to respect it.
So maybe they were just negative yardage or something. That
And I don't remember any negatives. Do you guys remember
Yeah.
negatives? I mean, maybe we got
Maybe
stuffed a
once
couple
or
at the line.
maybe
but
maybe once or twice. I don't know. So maybe that threw it off. Maybe a couple
Yeah.
bad runs here or there.
I don't know. It was just one of them weird games where it didn't seem to meet the eye test to me. Because sometimes you're like, "Ooh, our run game was bad." Then you look at the numbers. Yep, that seems about right. To
I
me, it
didn't
seemed
think
like
that.
I
It was
wouldn't say
okay.
good or a strength, but like enough for them to respect. But then to hear it was 2.2 a carry, that was weird. I don't know. But
That
that's
is.
I don't think that they had.
Very many.
Yeah, they were like 3.3 a carry or something like that. And
They didn't win. It doesn't matter.
yeah, and our run defense has been okay. But what's been exceptional is our pass defense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what makes me feel great about this game. They're kind of so, on their secondary. Their pass rush gets a lot of pressure, but no sacks. That seems like a scenario where we can feast. Now, our secondary, is holding wide receivers to a very low rate, So it just seems like a scenario where we can kind of humble CJ Stroud and like bring him a little back down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe not, maybe he proves us wrong and he tears it up, but I don't know. It just seems like a scenario where we could slow him down.
Well, I also just trust Lou. I think he's
Yeah.
been pretty good against rookie quarterbacks. I think I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, I think he is too. And he is just very good at taking away what he feels the other offense is wanting to do, what the other quarterback is wanting to do. So he's good at changing the look. You just got to make him pause for a half a second, just enough to like, wait, whoa, that's not what I thought I saw. And if you get that half a second, then Hendrickson's putting your ass in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point too. Yeah, he can do a lot of disguising. That's what Luke can do.
Yeah,
he's good at that too.
Yeah, and it might not be confused, like I don't know what the hell's going on, but you just need to make him, go and take a fraction of a second. Take that 2.5 seconds to like 2.75 seconds. Like, oh, that's not what I thought I saw. And then we got a pretty good pass rush. So I know Hubbard, that does kind of suck.
But
I saw that one too.
Murphy and maybe even Osai, all of them to step up. Maybe.
Yeah. If they can at least hold their own, and let Trey go to work, I'm hoping that can kind of work out for us. And then at the back end, if we can lock it up just enough, then we can get our pass rush home just a little bit. So, and we've been very good at home. So
I think that will have an impact. The crowd noise. I think we've
Mm-hmm.
had our attendance records have been really good, so we'll have like probably a pretty full stadium. There with a rookie quarterback.
They're excited, man. They are excited. And Joe Burrow kind of plays that Aaron Rodgers game where he likes to freaking get them off sides and play that hard count game and, kind of outsmart you that way. And at home, that really plays into it, with the crowd noise and everything. So
I love it.
Oh, yeah. Everything I looked at, there's no reason we shouldn't win this game. If we're who we think we are, and I know and I feel it in my heart that we are,
we probably should.
We shouldn't lose this game. Now, this is football, and they get paid, and CJ Stroud is balling.
And you have to play the game.
You have to play the game. So could we lose this game? Yeah, absolutely. But I think our team knows that we don't have any more wiggle room left, right? We blew our load of losing early in the season. All the best teams have 2, 3, or 4 losses, and that's right where we're at.
Yep.
We can't afford any more losses to lose any more ground to any of these teams.
We also need to stack up the AFC wins.
We need to stack up AFC wins because all our wins have been against the NFC West.
Yeah, that's all.
So if that counted, we got double for the NFC West, then hell, we would be like first seed already. But that's not what it works. So.
It's kind of crazy. Apparently, that was the first time that a team's first 4 wins came from the same division. Or something like that.
That is crazy to think about. Like our first 4 wins was against this one whole other conference's division.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you guys got any closing thoughts? I think I put everything out there in the freaking universe that I kind of thought.
I saw too that Stroud's gonna be without his top, I think it's a top receiver, Nico Collins, and his top running back.
Yeah, I
Pierce.
think both of those two were out. They're really hurt. Their secondary, and yeah, and I did hear that Nico guy. And I don't know where Tank Dell sits on the. He was drafted this year, I think, right? Third
I
round.
thought so.
So
Yeah.
He might. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't
You-
remember. I thought I saw something about it, but I'm trying to remember if I saw something because
Eh,
he was playing or because he
mhm.
wasn't playing.
And maybe that's saying something to CJ Stroud. Not saying Tank Dell might not be legit, and maybe people, overlooked him. Maybe CJ Stroud's making him even better. Maybe he's one of them quarterbacks. It's like
I
you're a
think
third
so.
rounder. Well, I'm gonna make it look like a first rounder because look at me go. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
watching some of them throws, and I mean, it's as though like, man, maybe it's just Joe Burrow down south in Texas. I don't know, but you look good.
He does.
Mhm. But yeah, their injuries that could be, it just kind of befalls them. But they're going to play loose. They're not winning that division. They're not winning anything this year, and they know it. They're just going to go out and play their hearts out every game. So that's where it could be scary, I guess. But this team isn't one that I feel like, oh no, they're just going to cave in these weird moments. It's just like it seems like when everything's stacked against them, that's when they play the best.
Their backs against the wall.
Yeah, and crazily enough, it's not that this game should be a stacked against the wall moment, but we kind of are just due to where, like
We
I
just have
said,
to
with our
keep
losses,
winning.
we got to keep stacking up these wins. So
Exactly.
So that's my final thoughts on it, man.
Yeah, my final thoughts is I hope it be a party game tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
I'm hoping for a part. We need one, right? Because
Yeah,
every
we still haven't had one.
looking close to a party game, it just
No.
then you get a Nerve Smith fumble, and there's like it's a oh man, and it didn't cost us the
Yeah.
game.
At the end of the day, the San Francisco game was essentially a party game looking at the result, but it never quite felt that
We never
way.
got it was a party game where you never got the party because it never turned
Yeah.
to the final score.
We were in steady control and really it was never in jeopardy, but
yeah, we were going to score a touchdown on that drive and that would have made it a party game.
I think so too.
And the same thing kind of with the Bills game. We had a chance to kind of get in there. Then we had that weird drive with all the penalties where we went from like the freaking 5-yard line, all the I don't know.
That was nuts.
Yeah, we're just all like, I don't know. And that they were just calling some weird penalties, and that whole thing was weird. But that was our chance to stomp on their ding dong and couldn't get it done. And it kept it close-ish, but never felt in doubt. It felt like we were about to party any moment. You just couldn't because they were in striking distance. So
exactly.
Yeah, we need that true party game, man. We just need it, right? Because we got coming up on Thursday night. It's like, please let me party. Please let me just relax.
That won't be a party game.
That will not be a party game. So that's going to be like a 16 slobber knocker. So, yeah, man, let's get that dub. That's all I got to say, man. We'll just finish it up with that. So, Who day. Out. So, yeah, we'll see y'all for the game tomorrow.